Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the much anticipated comparison video between Pharmacy Beauty's Honeymoon Glow and Drunk Elephant's TLC FRAMBOOS Glycolic Night Serum. So I wanted to compare these on 3 different fronts. First, how do the ingredients measure up to one another? Second, cost. How do they compare on the cost front? And then third front is actual experience, how they measure up to one another when put on your face. What results do they yield? So first of all, I want to talk about their ingredients. On paper, these are basically exactly the same thing. They're both nighttime treatments, they're both nighttime serums, and they are both resurfacing serums. They also both have added components that are meant to be nourishing and hydrating. So I'm going to go through and detail each of these babies' active ingredients out individually, and I'm going to start with Honeymoon Glow. Honeymoon Glow is a 14% acid blend. It has 12% AHAs, 1% BHA, and 1% fruit acid. All of those are its resurfacing components. AHAs and BHAs resurface in different ways. They target different areas of the skin, and fruit acids just act as an extra little added layer of resurfacing goodness. This product also has hyaluronic acid and honey in it. It has Pharmacy Beauty's patented honey blend, and those two are just literally meant to hydrate and plump the skin as well as soothe and nourish. So moving on from that, the ingredients in TLC FRAMBOOS are very similar. This has a 13% acid blend as opposed to the Honeymoon Glow 14%. This has 12% AHAs, 1% BHA, the same percent of AHA, BHA content, but instead of honey and hyaluronic acid, TLC FRAMBOOS has raspberry fruit extract, which is meant to soothe the skin the same way that the honey and the Honeymoon Glow is meant to. And it also has sodium hyaluronate cross polymer, which is really difficult for my small brain to process and my voice to say. But that is a hydrating ingredient that's also meant to promote plumpness and firmness of the skin, same with hyaluronic acid. Okay, so on paper, how do the ingredients compare? These are essentially the same thing. In terms of active ingredients anyway. If you're comparing them just on paper and you're looking for the most potent, it would be this one. Only marginally, because this has 1% added fruit acid that adds a little bit more of a resurfacing component than this one. But they both are pretty freaking potent if you just look at them on paper. But they both have those restorative, nourishing, soothing ingredients that are supposed to help counteract any irritation that could be caused by the high percentage of acid content in these babies. On paper, this one wins, but just marginally. Okay, so both of these are 1 fluid ounce, and the cost per fluid ounce for Honeymoon Glow is $58 US. So you get this whole bottle for $58 US. This is also 1 fluid ounce. The cost per fluid ounce of this is $90. There is like a value size that you get some sort of discount on, but I have never purchased that size. Anyway, so the price discrepancy between these two products is $32, give or take whatever you're paying in taxes. And I would say when you compare these on paper, you look at the prices, you look at the ingredients, this one is clearly more cost effective, especially considering it has such a similar active ingredient index. And yeah, that's my cost comparison. Okay, in terms of actual experimentation with these on my skin, I have used Drunk Elephant's TLC FRAMBOOS for a long time. I used this almost daily for probably 2 years. And then when I started blogging for skincare, I got involved in other exfoliating toners and things like that. So I stopped using this as frequently, but I still used it a lot. And then when this came out, I pretty much all but abandoned this and used this almost exclusively. But for the purpose of comparing these two, I used this one for 2 weeks, and then I quit using this one, and then I used this one for 2 weeks. I'll tell you about my experience. Now, when I talk about these experiences, I'm going to talk about them exclusively. I'm not going to compare them until the very end. Okay, I'm gonna start with Honeymoon Glow because that is the one that I started this little experiment with. Honeymoon Glow, I have to say, is probably the most effective resurfacing night treatment I've ever used. You know, counting all the toners, all of the peels, all of the like random at-home things that you can try. I have never gotten results like this. This leaves my skin so smooth, so soft. It targets my whiteheads, my blackheads, my texture, my dry spots. I even think it helps with acne. And because of the honey and hyaluronic acid in this, I actually did not even have to moisturize after using it. I did usually, but I could just put this on and go to bed and it would be totally fine. I didn't find this irritating at all, but I will say that it is super duper freaking potent if you don't already know that just from reading the ingredients and looking at what's inside of it. I would never use this every day, probably ever, even if I worked my way up to it. I use this every other day when it's in my rotation because I don't want to over exfoliate so I would cleanse my face and put this on. I would either just leave it be or I would add some type of moisturizer over top of it, an oil, what have you. And the next morning I would wake up with super soft, super smooth, super glowy skin. And this never caused me any breakouts or irritation. It left me feeling pretty good and it left my skin feeling super soft and smooth. So that was my experience with this and has been my experience the entire time I've used it. So what was my experience like with TLC FRAMBOOS? Going back to this from what I have so boldly proclaimed as the most effective at-home resurfacing night treatment I've ever used. For whatever reason, my camera decided to hate me when I filmed this video, and my clip about TLC FRAMBOOS didn't save, or I deleted it, or I don't know what happened. But anyway, it's not there. So following my 2-week trial with Honeymoon Glow, I switched to using TLC FRAMBOOS. When I did this, I used it every night because it is less effective for me, and prior to ever knowing of Honeymoon Glow's existence, I used TLC nightly. It was never too much for my skin. So that's just what I jumped back into doing. Upon using it, I noticed that my skin was smooth, my skin was soft, there was no rebound, it didn't irritate my skin at all, it didn't leave me dry or cracked or peely or anything like that. It is a super gentle resurfacing serum, and it's a really solid resurfacing serum. Every morning I would wake up and my skin would be smooth. It targeted all of the areas basically that the other one targets, but I didn't feel like it was as effective, and I don't feel like it gave me a glow the next day. Like, I feel like my skin was not enhanced in the way that Honeymoon Glow left me. So that's my short but sweet recap of my experience with TLC FRAMBOOS. It is a solid resurfacing serum, super gentle, great for sensitive skin, predictable, didn't irritate me at all, left me with smooth skin, but not as effective. Okay, so I'm editing this video and it's occurring to me that I didn't really conclude what I was going for. Okay, so in terms of the 3 tests, Honeymoon Glow won. It definitely beat out Drunk Elephant in terms of like how they work, cost effectiveness, ingredients, all that stuff, in my opinion at least. Beyond that, my trials, obviously I was a little bit conflicted because I feel like they are both good products. They are both objectively good products. I'm never gonna sit here and tell you that you should only buy this one or you should only buy this one. I'm not here to do that. Both of them are great products. I would personally say that Drunk Elephant is better for people with more sensitive skin just because it is slightly less potent and because Drunk Elephant has this philosophy about irritating ingredients and all of that stuff. So if you're someone with mega ultra super sensitive skin, but you really want a way to chemically exfoliate your skin, that's a great option. But in terms of just all across the board, which one won in my mind, which one is my favorite right now, it is Honeymoon Glow. I just love it. I think that it's amazing. I think that it is super effective and beautiful, and I am a really big fan. But with that being said, I'm clearly a big fan of both of them. I think that they're both great products, and I really do believe that you can't go wrong no matter which one you choose. But Honeymoon Glow is a lot more beautiful just in terms of aesthetics. Not that that matters. But yeah, that is my conclusion. In terms of my 3 tests, I think that Honeymoon Glow outshined TLC. Unfortunately, is it unfortunate? I don't know. I don't really, you know, I don't really have a horse in this race, but yeah, that's my opinion. Anyway, if you've tried either of these products, I would really love to hear about your experience. Also, my glasses are probably very distracting. If you've tried either of these products, I'd love to hear about your experiences. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried these, if you love these. What are your thoughts? Tell me everything. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all on maybe Wednesday, but probably Friday. Bye.